Hey guys, so I'm gonna be doing a bit of a sit down, chatty kind of video. I am sitting at my desk right now, and if you've seen my past videos, you would know my office space is a work in progress, we'll say. So I would love to have more interesting things behind me, but we're just working with the plain wall today, and if it's a bit echoey, there's not a lot of furniture in this room. And also, this is my second time filming this video because my mic was dying in the last one, so I don't have a new battery for this mic. So, are you going to join us, buddy? Come here. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Oh, you want to sit on my lap? Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. Oh, you want to get on the desk? All right, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. So I'm going to try to really stay on track here. If you know me, you know I'm not good at that. So I have notes in front of me, and yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it. We're gonna try to stay on track. We're gonna try to stay on one subject, even though there's a really cute kitty in front of me right now. And we're gonna try to get through this. So in this video, we are going to be covering how I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. And then we are going to go over how I'm going to be setting up a meal plan, and why are you so cute? I'm going to be going over how I set up a meal plan and what I'm going to be doing in the future to continue to reach my goals. So in case you missed it, I did a 6-week kickboxing challenge. That's what I'm going to be covering for what I did to already lose 15 pounds. And I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of a disclaimer and let you guys know that, number one, this was like an in-studio situation. Like I physically went to a place and did kickboxing classes and had a coach. As far as what I did in the past, I'm not going to be able to give you guys every single detail for that reason. But what I am going to try to do is share with you guys everything that I learned, things that I liked about it and things that I didn't like about it, things that I felt like worked, things I didn't feel like worked, and how I'm going to take all that and move forward and do my own thing. So hopefully that information will help you guys. Everything I do, I really just try to help, and I'm not a fitness expert. This is just my experience and what I've been through. I've been through a lot when it comes to health and fitness. If you're curious about my past, which probably some of that information just might help make this whole situation make more sense, but I do have 2 videos going really in depth into everything that I've already been through in my life. I've been working out and doing different ways of dieting for the past 5 or 6 years. And so I have worked with multiple different trainers. I've done every type of class that you can do. Like I've done spin, boxing, Pilates, bar. I've done boot camps, and then I feel like I've done every diet as well. I've been vegetarian, vegan, keto, paleo, and then I left like caring about losing weight and just focusing only on health, and went to holistic doctors and worked with nutritional therapists, and I've done a lot. I feel like even though I'm not a professional, I don't feel comfortable like giving other people specific advice. But I do feel comfortable enough with what I've created for myself that my information is accurate and I know what to do for myself. So hopefully, you know, I can kind of give you guys some building blocks on that. So because this kickboxing challenge was in person, if you're somebody that you're like, you know, you're in my area and you're looking for something like this, or you see an ad for something like this on Facebook and you're interested in trying it, I would just seriously recommend shooting me a DM on Instagram or something like that so I can talk about more specifics. I mean, obviously there's no point in me covering like prices and costs and things like that. It is advertised as like a free challenge. So if you see that and you're like, I want to do that, send me a DM and we'll chat. But I'm not here to give these people any free promotion. I don't want to promote a lot of the things that they do and say. And yeah, I just basically don't want to encourage anybody to go somewhere that I don't fully believe everything that they do. So anyways, what? I didn't say that. Okay, moving on. All right, so what this challenge was, it was 6 weeks of kickboxing classes. I kickboxed 3 times a week, did their classes 3 times per week, and then they also gave me a meal plan to follow. And especially like for somebody like me, I enjoy working out. I mean, to an extent. I do it because I know I have to, and I have been pretty consistent with working out for years. Like the reason I was never able to like really lose weight and keep the weight off is just because of my eating habits, because I love food, okay? Also, if you hear a lot of running around, my pets are playing, so sorry. So this meal plan was structured more like a list of proteins with the exact measurements of like what you're to eat. So example, like 6 ounces of chicken breast, like this many eggs or this many egg whites or whatever. Then they had like their carbs listed out again with the measurements, fats listed out with the measurements, and veggies. And so they basically gave you like the building blocks for every meal. So for breakfast, you know, choose this, this, and this. And, you know, so basically if it was like choose a protein, carb, and veggie, then you just refer to the list and say, okay, today I'm going to have chicken and rice and broccoli. Tomorrow I'm going to have ground beef and Brussels sprouts and potatoes. You know, you could just like kind of mix it up and create any combination of that list with that measurements. And then they also had protein shakes in between each meals. So it was a ton of protein, a lot of protein. So because this challenge was only 6 weeks, I mean, there was literally no room for cheating. So for 6 weeks, like I did not have one cheat meal. I went out of town with my family and I brought Tupperware with rice and chicken, and it was my brother's birthday, and I watched everybody eat cake and drink and eat pizza. I had my friend's birthday where everybody ate Mediterranean food, and I sat there and I ate chicken and salad. Here was like my thing with this challenge is that 100% feel like I let myself go. 2020, am I right? Like my wedding was canceled, you know, like life went down the drain. Life was good in a lot of ways, but life was bad in more ways. Definitely weight was not my concern in 2020, you know, just like, and I think so many people feel this way, like literally we're just trying to stay sane right now. So to me, I didn't even care that I gained weight, like literally didn't even care, but I was like, you know what? I feel like this challenge is a really good opportunity to just take 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks is really not a long time. I mean, I feel like 2020 has been like 2 weeks long. So 6 weeks is nothing. And even by the end of it, I was like, dang, I can't believe that was 6 weeks. Like it was nothing. And so I was like, I'm just gonna take this 6 weeks, go through hell, and just drop the weight and kind of give myself like a quick reset. I knew going into it, it was not sustainable. I knew going into it, like, I was going to have to really stay strong in my mindset and not like binge after or not completely cheat and binge during it. I actually did really well. I think because, again, like I said, I've been through a lot in the past with dieting and stuff like that. So I think I've healed so much from that mental, that just like mental craziness that I went through. I think I've like given myself like long enough to heal from that I can now diet, and I was mentally okay. So yeah, I just felt like I wanted this quick reset, and then I could just get back to doing something a little bit more normal. My goal now is to do like an 80-20 lifestyle. Like 80% of the time I am on track, working out, eating healthy, doing all that kind of stuff. And then 20% of the time I'm, you know, able to just have dinner with my husband, have a glass of wine on the weekends, go out to eat with my friends, whatever it may be, things that I didn't do in that 6 weeks. So I would say one of the biggest things that I learned throughout this whole situation, I feel like kind of, this seems like common sense, but it wasn't for me. Like something I used to do a lot in the past was like if my husband was gone for dinner, I would be like, oh, well, he's gone. So like if I'm home by myself, like I'm gonna enjoy it and like watch a movie only I want to watch and like have a glass of wine and like order Grubhub. And it was just like always something like that where it's like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this time, so I'm gonna get good food and blah, 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 blah. And I just felt like there was a lot of times where I was just at home, often by myself or just at home in general, and I was just like not eating healthy just because, I mean, I want good food. Of course I want good food, but I really like thought about it. So when, like, let's say you're having a birthday or a holiday with your family, you're going out to eat with your friends, you're going out to eat with your significant other, you're gaining more than just good food, right? Like obviously going out to eat and getting good food is so fun, but you're also having that like social experience. Quality good time with your girls or quality bonding time with your man, like whatever it may be, you're gaining more than just a good meal. When I'm by myself, I am gaining literally nothing by getting that good meal. Again, I think treating yourself every once in a while is important, but if you are somebody who goes out to eat with your friends or family or whoever, like, you're still gonna have your good meals, right? Just not quite as often. I was kind of realizing that I would like get Grubhub and I would get some yummy meal and I would just be like, I would really feel no different or be no different if I would have just had a lighter, healthy meal. And then same, you know, when I was on this crazy diet for 6 weeks, it was like, I wasn't really, except for like not being able to do things with my friends and family, just like my general life at home, like it was no different. I think you should enjoy your food. For me, I'm somebody who I generally eat healthy. Even if those nights I were to get Grubhub or whatever, I do get salads and healthy stuff, but I just eat a lot. Like that's my problem is portion control. I eat a lot. So this challenge really helped me realize that, yes, number one, I'm not really gaining anything by eating bad when I'm at home. And that also like I'm still feel good and satisfied when I'm not eating a ton of food. Those were probably like my biggest takeaways. And I would say even coming out of it, and of course I ended this challenge like the week of Thanksgiving. So of course I was crazy on Thanksgiving. So I would say one of the biggest things that I did not like about this challenge, the amount of food they had me eating. Because I do have experience with tracking calories and macros, I did take a day of eating and I put it into my MyFitnessPal so I could see how many calories I was eating, how much protein, carbs, and fat I was eating, and I was like shocked. I was like, wow, no wonder I was hungry literally 24/7 the first week, because it was not a lot of calories. And that was the biggest reason why I was like, I don't want to like come on camera and recommend this to people because I don't feel like this is healthy. I mean, it's not like so bad that like you should be worried or anything, but I felt like it was just under kind of where I was like, all right, I would never normally eat this low of calories. I'm not going to tell you guys what that was because I don't want to condone an unhealthy lifestyle. But I'm glad I did see that and I did put it into my MyFitnessPal and figure out what I was doing, because I knew also coming out of it, even though it's definitely, I mean, of course it's less calories than I want to eat. I mean, I want to eat a lot of calories, but so even though they provided a meal plan is just another way of kind of controlling your calories and macros, essentially. What I liked about this plan was that I didn't see the numbers all day, every day. When I tracked calories and macros in the past, I really struggled seeing the numbers all day, every day, and it really messed with me mentally. And I just felt like it puts too much thought into food that doesn't need to be there, basically. So I liked the structure of this kind of meal plan, but you could also still switch it up too. So that was something I took away from this, that I was like, wow, I want to take this and kind of take it but create it for myself. So that is what I'm doing. So again, like I've said, I've been working out for years. Working out's like not a concern for me. Like I can set up workouts for myself and work out and I'm good there. So when it comes to this meal plan, this is what I was like, okay, if I can do this, then I can continue on my weight loss journey. I am definitely going to lose weight a lot slower, which I'm definitely okay with. It's worth being able to go out to eat with my husband, even though I can't go out to eat right now because I live in Michigan. But I guess we can get takeout. And I can have wine. That's all I wanted was wine. Like literally people were like, what are you gonna eat when you're done? And I was like, I literally just want good coffee with milk in it and I want wine. Other than that, I was like good with the food. I was good with it. So anyways, so going over my meal plan, again, I'm not gonna give you guys specific numbers because I don't wanna say something that is gonna work for me and it's not gonna work for you. Everybody is different, and if you have no idea about calories, macros, working out, meal plans, I seriously recommend just hiring a coach. Like literally, I think it's probably, if you have literally no idea, that's probably one of the best things that you can do because they can work with you one-on-one. That's not me. I'm a makeup artist. I'm an esthetician. Like beauty is my thing. Fitness is not my thing. if you're somebody who you feel like, okay, yeah, I definitely have an understanding of calories and macros, but you don't like tracking them. Like me, that's exactly like I hate tracking macros. I think that this might be something to consider. Obviously, I wrote it down. I'm aware of the calories that I will be eating and the macros and all that kind of stuff, but I just feel like I've done it in a different way. I've written it out in a different way and something I've never done before, and I just feel like it's gonna be a lot more sustainable for me. I basically just chose a number of calories that I wanted to eat every day. So I shot for about 200 calories more than I was eating on this meal plan, because I didn't want to jump the gun and do 300 or 400 calories and my body be like, what the heck is going on? So I plan on staying here for a while until I can lose a little bit more weight, and then increasing like 200 calories again, and then like 200 calories again, and I'm just gonna take it and see how this whole thing goes. So anyways, I took that number of calories and I did choose an amount of protein, carbs, and fat that I wanted to eat every single day. I kind of was also liking the timing of the meals that they had me on. I have been working out a little bit later, but still in the morning. So I was having breakfast before working out and then having a protein shake after my workout. And so that was something I wanted to maintain. When it comes to something like breakfast and a protein shake, I don't really have a need to switch that up. I'm not somebody who like, I want something different for breakfast every day. Like I can eat the same breakfast every single day. Probably the only meal that I can do that with, but I can do that with breakfast. Basically just chose exactly what I wanted for breakfast. So one of my favorite breakfasts in the world is like avocado toast with an over easy egg on top. And so that's what I chose for my breakfast. I sat for a while and did this, like quite a while, and I was doing math and all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking, you know, if I want to eat these macros a day, how much do I need to have in each meal, you know, to kind of split it up? With something like avocado toast with egg, obviously right there's your protein, carbs, and fat. So basically what I did was just adjust the amount of toast that I needed to hit my carb goal, the amount of egg that I needed to hit my protein goal, and then fat. And so then of course like eggs have the fat in them too. So I just supplemented with some Greek yogurt in there to hit the protein goal that I wanted. And that was kind of how I structured my meal. I hope that makes sense of like just being able to adjust. So that's kind of nice about like those kinds of meals, that you have like a really distinct protein, carb, and fat, because it makes it really easy to adjust those amounts. So those are half of my meals right there that I already have planned out. And then I also, of course, something I almost forgot when I was doing this was like my coffee. I was like, oh my gosh, don't forget, like, cause coffee is not something I skimp out on. Like I have to have like good real milk in my coffee. Otherwise I'm grumpy, okay? Like I was saying before, like with breakfast and my protein shake, like I can have the same thing every day, no problem. But when it comes to lunch and dinner, this is where I like to switch it up. You know, I was going to really try to do exactly what they did and say, okay, if I want to have, for example, 20 grams of protein per meal, what measurement of chicken would that be? What measurement of ground turkey would that be? And I was going to have it listed out exactly like they did on my meal plan. But then I was like, number one, kind of simplify it, but also be able to have the flexibility to eat whatever I wanted. I took my remaining calories and macros for the day after my protein shake and breakfast, and I divided it by 2. For lunch and dinner, I'm gonna have this much protein, carbs, and fat. So what I'm going to attempt to do for a while, and we're just gonna see how it goes, we're gonna see if mentally I'm okay with it, just track kind of my macros for just those 2 meals. The reason why I feel like I'm going to be okay with it is because I'm not going through my whole day. Like if you've tracked macros before, you know how this is, where you're like, okay, you're laying in bed either like the night before or the morning, and you're like, okay, like if I have, oh, I really want this for breakfast, so let me put this in. If I have this for breakfast, then like what can I have for lunch? And then I put this in. And then like you get to dinner and you're like, okay, I have to eat 40 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, and 10 grams of carbs. So I basically can just have chicken breast for dinner. And then I also feel like you spend like an hour planning your meals every single day, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Instead of taking like that huge chunk of macros and then saying like, oh, well, I could have a big lunch and a small dinner, whatever it may be, like no, I just divided it by 2 and I get the same amount for lunch and dinner. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys right now, but yeah, it just is like not requiring any planning except for to just be like, okay, you know what? I feel like this for lunch right now. Let me just put this in, and like again, just adjust like those amounts to make it hit my goal. I hope this all makes sense and it was helpful. I know like I don't want to tell you guys like the calories and stuff like that, so I feel like I'm trying to explain it in a way that may be confusing a little bit, but hopefully it's not. So yeah, I just have it all written down like crazy on here, and I'm going to like write it out and make it all nice and just keep it in my kitchen, so that way it's really easy for me to just, obviously like I'll get it in my head in like a couple days, but I think it's just gonna be so much easier to be like, okay, yep, for breakfast, like I'm gonna have 2 eggs, I'm gonna have 1 piece of toast, I'm gonna have this much avocado, and just like have it all ready to go and know that I'm still going to be on track without thinking about, even though I thought about this a lot, like I just spent 1 day, like knocked it out, and now I like never really have to think about it again. I am leaving this in a way where I am going to have to think about lunch and dinner a little bit more, but on the other hand, it's giving me so much more freedom to eat whatever I want, and still be on track. So that just like, after that really, really, really restrictive 6 weeks, I'm like, I just love the idea that even like, let's say for example, it is Saturday night and Joey and I are like, okay, let's get dinner and eat it in. But like, I could still technically stay on track and just eat that takeout within these parameters, you know? So I could still stay on track and still like get tacos, you know? So anyways, that is going to be it for me for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, again, I said before, but I just genuinely want to be helpful, especially when it comes to this, because I know losing weight sucks and it's so hard and it's so much more than just losing weight. Like, I get it. Trust me, trust me. I get it. I've been doing this for 6 years. Like, seriously guys, if you have any questions about like any of this stuff, please like DM me on Instagram. I'm an open book. I have no shame. Like, I will tell you guys literally anything and everything. Like, so thanks for watching. And yeah, we are on this little Vlogmas train. So if you're watching this for the first time, make sure you subscribe because we're doing Vlogmas this month. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. Sorry, I know this is like the jankiest thing ever. I just wanted to come on here at the end and say, like, I'm sorry if you clicked on this video and you're like, I wanted to know how to lose 15 pounds in 6 weeks. And I wasn't like trying to be clickbaity or anything like that. I just wanted to come on here and say, like, yes, I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. And I don't recommend losing 15 pounds in 6 weeks. More kind of like my goal to be like the message in this video was just trying to find a more sustainable way to be able to do it, because I just believe there is a mentally and physically healthy way to lose weight and still have fun and still live your life. And this is me just trying to find my balance and just trying to give you guys some advice on how you can do it too. So again, I'm sorry if you watch this whole thing and you're like, this bitch literally didn't tell me how to lose 15 pounds in 6 weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say that little disclaimer because I realized I forgot to mention that in the video. So that's all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.